For more on this story, our guest is Marie-Laure, head of litigation at the Global and Human Rights Program for Sherpa, the rights group taking Lafarge to court. Thank you so much for being our guest today on France 24. What is your reaction to this formal investigation into this Lafarge group?
Of course, we're satisfied because it's been 17 years in Sherpa that we are fighting against impunity of multinationals. So this decision really could create a precedent for all multinationals to show them first that they should not be responsible for human rights violations from their subsidiaries or subcontractors abroad, and they should not fuel armed conflict. So we really hope that this would allow this precedent and allow also access to justice to all those people in war zones that do not have access to tribunals, to have access to the country where the headquarters of the company are.
Now, there were other companies present that had factories in Syria before the war broke out. Is Lafarge the only one being accused of funneling money to groups in order to keep operations running?
Yes, Lafarge is the only one accused because, and this is actually why we accuse them of complicity of war crimes. First, because they maintained their activities while other multinationals left. Second, because they neglected completely the security of the employees. We are defending those employees today, and they're really in a bad state psychologically as well, because they've sometimes suffered kidnapping, murdered, and the day of the evacuation, as you said, they were not evacuated. The day of the attack, sorry, they were not evacuated. And thirdly, the Lafarge financed, with millions of euros, different groups and the Islamic states. So these are the positive acts showing that they contributed to those crimes against humanity.
All this to make more money.
All this to make more money, and this is the fight of Sherpa for 17 years, because we are unfortunately seeing that multinationals are more powerful than states today, and they have actually the legal system with them. So this is a huge factory of David against Goliath, actually, because thanks to this case, we succeeded in having a law unique in the world, asking French multinationals to be responsible in their value chain. Now we have this decision of the investigation asking the companies, mother companies, to be responsible for crimes. And so this is why actually now we are in a position to ask officially to Lafarge to open a fund, a compensation fund for those ex-employees who have suffered so much and who are still suffering as refugees in the world or still in Syria, and they're needing really this compensation to be able to rebuild their lives. So we hope that Lafarge will take their responsibility and compensate those ex-employees.
Marie-Laure, thank you so much for joining us, reminding that you are with Sherpa, the group that is taking Lafarge, the French cement giant, to court. Thank you so much for joining us.